Hello, Mandy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Your student ID.
I'm gonna type in the chat.
Just for TESL 399 again.
Yes. But this is a different assignment this time around. It's the reaction paper.
Oh, it's an actual paper.
Yeah.
Have you typed it already?
Yes, I did. I just need to. Yeah, I just need you to help me check for grammar. Okay, let me share you the directions first. But this is the direction.
Want to go ahead and read that out loud?
Okay, for each of the 3 reaction papers, choose one of the articles posted on D2L number 2. Read the article thoroughly and do the following in 2 pages. Summarize the content discussed in the article, including findings. Don't worry if you don't understand some of the technical language. The key is to understand the gist of the article and the conclusion. Discuss whether there was anything in the article that surprised you. Discuss how the issue presented in the article relates to your experience at your TESL placement. Talk about other reflections on the topic of the article, including life experiences or materials learned in TESL courses. Please double space and use font of 12, a font of 12. Pay attention to organization, grammar, and punctuation. Most importantly, be thoughtful. Yeah, that's the end of the direction.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right, so at the beginning it says that
Mm-hmm.
Guess you've already done that. If you typed the paper already.
Yes.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and show me your paper?
This is the paper. This is the beginning of it.
Why don't you go ahead and read the first paragraph? Okay.
Okay. This is the summary. The article that I chose for this reaction paper is Effects of Immigration During Adolescence on Mental Health and Social Well-Being, written by Ramoncito Perez, a BSN student. This article is mainly about the author's life story, about how she came to America at a very young age and the difficulties that she had when she arrived in the US. Perez talks about the adverse effects of immigration during adolescence on mental health and social well-being, and the stressful factors involving the process of immigration, social consequences, and factors within the family. Perez's parents came to America to give the family a better life. However, when she enrolled in school, she found herself struggling with English, and was bullied by her classmates. As a result, Perez quickly acculturated, which had its own problems. As she grew more comfortable with American culture, she felt more distant from her Filipino parents. There were times when I felt that my sister and I were acculturating faster than our parents and experiencing more stress from being westernized, but still trying to keep the traditional culture. This caused Perez to feel intrapsychic strain, which is common and can be dangerous for the children of new immigrants. Luckily, Perez had strong family support and was able to merge her Filipino culture and her new American culture, forming a positive adult life.
Is that the entire paper, or is that just the first?
That's the first paragraph.
What do you think about that?
Mm, it sounded like this part of the sentence of when I so-called said about how it's about her life and how she came to America. That part somehow still sound right.
Okay, do me a favor.
Yes.
Like this.
This one, the second sentence. This one? Yeah, I did.
Is that right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. It says this article is mainly about the author's life story, about she came to this, that she I think I understand what you mean. Let's see what we can do. At the beginning of the sentence,
Yes.
you see where it says this article is mainly about.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Delete the word mainly. Just like that. Okay. This article is in between the words about and the.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Go ahead and take the word. Is about. See the word authors.
Yes.
Apostrophe S.
Mm-hmm.
Delete the apostrophe S. Now, delete everything from the word life all the way to she. This article is about how the author came to it. That. You see the word that right after the difficulties.
Yes.
Delete it. After the word sh, type the word faced. Just like that. Delete the word. To use she faced, which after the word arrived,
Mm-hmm.
delete in the US. Bring it back one time from the beginning. This article is about how the author came to America at a young age and the difficulties she faced. She How does that sound?
I think it sounds better now.
Okay. Anything else about this paragraph?
Mm, what thing was this part? Yeah, similar. Maybe I could combine the beginning sentences or something. I have a quote in this one.
So you think the two sentences can be combined into the same one?
Somehow, yeah.
So as a result, Perez tried to quickly acculturate Chad's she grew more comfortable with American culture. She felt distant from Philippines times with sister culturally faster than experience stress, but still trying to keep the original culture. Second sentence, it says,
Mm-hmm. This.
okay, delete all of that. To now back up to where it says Perez tried to quickly acculturate.
Yes.
Highlight all of that.
This one, right?
Delete it. With the difference. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Paste it right there in front of the column. Okay, delete one of those columns. After at the beginning of that sentence, it says is. Type the word is. Previous sentence it says as a result, which means delete all that. Which had its
Okay.
struck quickly a close one. She felt distant. See where it says she felt distant.
Yes.
Okay, delete the words felt. See the word distant? Turn that into distanced.
With the ECE?
Yes, CED. D at the end. Distanced. Case. Good. Just she distanced. After the word distanced, type the word herself. Philippines. After the word parents,
Yes.
replace that colon with a full stop. Capitalize the T in there. Okay. Let me run it back from the beginning just to see what we have. As Bliss tried to quickly acculturate, she distanced herself from the Philippines. There were times he felt that her sister and I acculturated faster than its experiencing stress westernized, still trying to keep traditional culture. Okay, at the beginning of that quote,
Yes.
type this. She goes on to say, After say, type a comma. She goes on to say, there were times when I felt that my sister and I were acculturating faster than our parents and experiencing more stress from being westernized, but still trying to keep the traditional culture. How does that sound?
I think it sounds better.
What's next with this paragraph?
I think this might be okay.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and continue reading the next paragraph.
The part of the article that surprised me would be the part about health insurance. In this article, it mentions how immigrants, when they first come to America, don't want to get health insurance. The author also mentions how at first immigrants are not comfortable getting health insurance because being part of the new host country's healthcare system is strange to them. Acculturation is at its lowest for new immigrants, and over time it does improve once the dominant culture is adopted or accepted. I have always heard people say America has the best health insurance compared to other countries, so it surprised me that new immigrants won't take the advantage of this benefit.
What do you think of that?
Um, is this one? This the part?
Yeah. What's the problem with that?
I think the way I put the quote in the sentence, I think the way I put the thing into the quote into the sentence seemed kind of strange.
Let me have a closer look. The author also mentions first insurance gives first country's healthcare systems does seem out of place.
Yeah, the way I have the sentence and then I also have the quote is
Right. That quote does not go with the previous sentence, because the first part of the sentence goes as follows. The author also mentions how I first answer not insurance gives me first country's healthcare system history. So you're specifically talking about
mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Then immediately following, talk about the quote. Where it says, "Culturation is its lowest level for ignorance,
Mm-hmm.
and time is the dominant culture is adopted or accepted."
Mm-hmm.
There's no relation between the two. There's no connection. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Okay.
So the quote doesn't discuss healthcare.
Okay.
That's why it seems out of place. There's no connection between the two. Find a different part to place that quote. Right now, as it is, it doesn't sound like that quote
Okay.
goes with previous.
Okay. Let's see.
And if you can't find a place where a song is better, just be better off.
Let me see. Mm,
Sounds like your brother's playing Call of Duty again.
he playing those Valorant or those Roblox games right now. Yeah. I think is let's see. I think it's this one. Maybe. Maybe with this quote, maybe this one I have. I think it's also from the same page. Yeah, it was 66. One more page up before. Would this quote work?
You see. Do you want me to start reading with the quote or just the part that said?
The highlighted thing is the quote.
New inference, especially from history. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely belongs a lot.
Then should
It's kind of a lot. It's 2 sentences.
yeah. So how should I shorten it?
You just select one sentence instead of 2.
Okay. Then
Which one do you like the most?
maybe the second one.
Okay. Yeah, go with that.
The
And
second
then
one.
just go ahead and delete the other one.
Yeah, the second one. This is I think it might be okay now. Yeah, I think it's okay now.
Okay. In that case, go ahead and expect.
Okay. The article relates to my clinical experiences because many of the students that I observed were immigrants, and there were a mix of ethnicity at Brenneman. For example, there was a student that had newly immigrated who knew only a little English, and was somewhat withdrawn. When he was asked by the art teacher to read the class rules in Spanish in front of the class, that student didn't want to read the rules out. The art teacher then read the rules out loud, and the students had to repeat after him, which seemed to make the new student feel better. The article talks about the pressure of immigrating and secondary factors that come along with it. Some of the factors mentioned include cultural, cultural and language strains, family factors, ethnicity, and identity. The relocation to a new country may impact a child's sense of identity and disrupt their learning in regard to cultural and language acquisitions. This may make the learning of a new language and culture more difficult for them. The article talks about the impact on adults. Yes. children. However, I was placed with younger children in the second grade, so I didn't notice any issues with the students in the class. It is reasonable to assume the same stressors for adolescents extend to younger children as well. I think for this one, I think here, with this part, yeah.
Okay. What's wrong with that sentence?
I think for this one, I think like seems like the um, I think this one seems like they need a little more change.
Kind of change. I think that okay then. Um, hmm, mm, this part, should, should I combine these sentences or is it okay to separate? It talks about stressors for adolescents. Are you referring to yourself in these highlighted sentences, or are you still talking about Perez? Like, is that your experience, or is that from Perez's article?
Um, it's the part I had. I was placed with younger children. That part is my clinical. In the second grade, that part is clinical. And about the issue.
You're talking about your practicum, your teaching experience.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Beginning of that sentence, right? That you have highlighted. See where it says the is that sentence says most of the discusses then delete everything from 3 to most of the article discusses. Delete the word about. Most of the article discusses the impact of essential. What exactly has an impact on essential migration?
The immigration.
Immigration or acculturation?
I think it might be both. Because I think some of them are only like so-called. When I was at that school, one of the student was like a newbie to that school, was like like not really newly transferred, but like newly is a new student to that school. Yeah. I think it's with the acculturation, because I think that student wasn't really able to speak much English. Was mostly communicating with the classmates that can speak Spanish well. It was mostly was interacting with the ones that speak Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and that sentence thing?
Yeah, sure.
Says most of the article discusses the impacts immigration, maturation has. Discuss Acculturation. Okay, since you have plural there, you have two things. Acculturation. You're going to change the verb to on lesson children. Do you see the semicolon that you have after children?
Yes.
Place that with a full stop.
Okay.
Capitalize the H in however. However, I was placed with younger kids in the second grade. Are you done with your clinical? Are you still working on it?
I'm so called done with the hours and stuff. I just like writing the papers.
In that case, you see where it says I was placed?
Yes, yes.
Okay, delete those 3 words. And then type I completed my clinical. With, okay, delete everything from younger all the way to the word the. After the word grade, type students. Delete the comma.
Okay.
After the word so,
Yes.
delete everything from I all the way to class, the end of the sentence. And now type, there were no issues. S at the end of issue.
Okay.
Run it back one more time. Most of the article discusses the impact immigration and acculturation have on adolescent children. However, I completed my clinical with second grade students, so there were no issues. How does that sound?
I think it sounds okay. Yes.
Okay. Hey, Mandy, listen, it's 3:55.
Mm.
I need to start getting ready for my 4 o'clock. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll see you next time.
Yes. Thank you.
Anytime.
Okay, bye-bye.